Allow the two
it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we not talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. sora ijó ìgbádìyẹ ayé sora pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o ayé sora.
Today. Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. Remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well, then like it, share it. So invite your friends and not so friendly friends and tell them that's my ego today. And we can probably spend the next hour or two on the program. So tonight, brethren, mostly the program on Mayego is like the continuation of where we stopped yesterday, because there is a story from yesterday that is continued anyway. We're talking about the fight against terrorism to reduce insecurity. But since APC Egbekegbe came to power in Nigeria, brethren, terrorism became an industry, a multi-billion dollars industry, that those who are fighting, supposedly fighting the scourge, the terrorism, have become so compromised that you can easily tell from their body language, from their policy formulations and their actions too. It is only in Nigeria, at least from my own understanding, it is only in Nigeria where terrorists are being negotiated with. Not just that, they are also being rehabilitated so that they won't be terrorists. While those who are their victims are continually left on their own, and those who speaks for them, called the activists, are treated as terrorists. They are those who are standing trial, going to their courts because they were speaking on the problems. You probably have been following the news in the last 1 week. If you have been following the news in the last 1 week, you should be familiar with the killings and kidnappings that took place in some part of northern Nigeria, specifically in the northwest of Nigeria, including Katsina and then Zamfara. And then you also did see the peace meeting. They called it peace meeting between the terrorists, giving the government the opportunity to have all these terrorist leaders and their supporters converge in a place, but they had no plan of neutralizing them. Rather, they want to keep them as partners. That I still don't understand. And every now and then that they come out to say they have repentant terrorists, they are rehabilitating terrorists. Ordinarily, you would expect, like naturally, you would expect that when more and more terrorists surrenders, right, that in itself, okay, should affect the war on terrorism, positively on the side of the government and negatively on the side of the terrorist. Or rather than the more the terrorists surrendered and being processed for rehabilitation, the worse the insecurity gets. So they had peace meeting with some of these terrorists. That won't be the first time, it won't be the second time. But under Tinubu, it's probably the 10th time that they have been having different peace deals with these terrorists. And the more they have the peace meeting, the more the insecurity escalates, the more they announce repentant terrorists that they are rehabilitating, the worse the insecurity gets, because it is an industry, a lot of it. They have their camps all over the country, And these are lands where, the neighboring communities have been subjected to all kinds of inhumane treatment known to these violent groups. But at the same time, they do have the local Islamic scholars who have been very much rooting for them. I believe in place of, security for themselves. Communities have been subjected to the controls of all these terrorists. And in the last 10 years, they've succeeded in building, establishing themselves so much that even Nigeria government recognizes the areas they controlled as ungoverned areas. So they are just business partners, in my own opinion. So they had the opportunity of having these terrorists in a single place and just send them to their creators or so, or apprehend them. But unfortunately, right, the terrorists were armed to the teeth, while the security agents, the government representatives, the communities, and the rest of them went there unarmed. Meaning, if anybody misbehaves, they can open fire on them, and there's nothing that will happen. These are the videos, these are the scenes that we have now become accustomed to. And especially if you are living in the diaspora, yeah, where so many of them will tell you that you are not so familiar with what is going on in Nigeria, or you are just listening to imaginations of the people, because to them, all of this seems to be normal. Yeah, seems to be normal, because Nigerians have formed their habit of pretending, right, that something is not happening, especially if it hasn't happened to them. That is their own cope mechanism in order to be completely, right, disinterested, so to say. You get what I mean, about anything going on out there. And if you that live abroad really get to see all these stories left, right, and center, seems to be so worried. This is why, because as much as their propaganda works more on a lot of people, even those in the diaspora too, but it is not on everyone. And, instances like this, videos like this and all that, they are the evidence to tell you that this is not normal. Like, it's easier for you to conclude and say, this is not right. This is not normal. This can't be right. We see videos of these guys meeting terrorists and they say they're having peace meeting. A day or two after that, more victims will become, they are victims, right? Those that they will kidnap and those that they will kill. And it seems like it's all right. You get what I mean? So they called all of them together a few days ago, and it was to have peace deal. I don't even understand what this peace deal means in the truest sense of it. Like, the terrorists are kidnapping and killing people. Then you call them for peace. Peace like what? That please don't kidnap them anymore. So what are you going to give them in return? That they should go back and start rearing their cows? That they should give you their AK-47 and all these military weapons that they are wielding, all of that? Like, what kind of peace meeting do you have where there is no chance of these guys surrendering their weapon? Here is another thing you should observe, brethren, that before APC Ebekebe came, listen to this. It's it is an observation. It's very important. When before APC Ebekebe came, you had the Niger Delta militancy. Remember? And then they offered them peace deal, Yaradua. Remember, amnesty for the Niger Delta militants. At least to make us believe that truly is an amnesty, and these ones, they have, and the amnesty then was that they will surrender their weapons and they will present themselves for a federal government opportunities to train them, those who want to go back to school, those who want to learn any form of a skill, and those who are going to be put on something called the amnesty benefit. It's like the benefit that you get abroad too, right? So they put that program together. They called it amnesty program. And for that moment, we saw militants Niger Delta terrorists of the time, they all came out with all kinds of weapons. They surrendered them to mark an end to militancy. Remember, even though they didn't really end it. But to some extent, right, it was clear what they wanted, what they were offered, and the deal they signed. Can anybody tell me that since Bokwari became your president, when Bokwari became your president, have you ever seen anywhere that the repentant Fulani terrorists, repentant Boko Harams, came out and they handed over their guns? But this Olori Buruku APC, Egbekegbe, they will see terrorists that kidnap children, raped them, put them in family ways. 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids with 3 children. They were kidnapped from different communities, taken into the forest. You will see these terrorists walking out with the young woman, the child that has now become his wife, and another 3 underage, children. And then they will show them and say they are the repentant terrorists. Where is their gun? Like, where are their guns? Have you ever seen anything like that? Or, I don't know, I just started observing that, like, hang on. Every time they tell you that repentant terrorist, rehabilitated terrorist, I have never seen anywhere that the terrorists handed over their gun. Like their guns, and say, you know what, we are no longer doing terrorism. We have repented. Have you ever seen one? But I've always seen these terrorists armed to the teeth with all kinds of guns, including grenade launcher, a rocket launcher, RPG. They'll be brandishing them in front of the government officials, military officials, DSS, all of them coming to come and do peace talk. So what exactly are they offering them as, for peace? So they finished from the peace meeting. So what happened? They went on, prior to their peace meeting, they went to a mosque. They killed 40 people. After that, after the peace meeting, they went to another mosque in another place. They kidnapped over 40 people. So a few days after that now, before at their peace meeting, this guy called Garwa, Garwa, is a terrorist leader. Let me see if I have his image on the, that's him. They call him Garwa. What the people of Katsina did to him or to his ancestors, nobody knows. But he's got his own camp somewhere in Katsina, right? And he's now offering them 40 people to say, you know what? I've changed my mind. I have a lot of people here in my captivity. I'll give you 40 in good faith. And I want you to listen very, very carefully. The reason why I kidnapped these people was because the military invaded our camp. Illegally occupied people's land, which is what they are even killing them for, right? But they call them camps. Camps where what they do in their camp is to go out, kidnap people, bring them into this place, right? And demand for ransom and commit all kinds of that crime. They call the place camp, where they are wielding different guns and all that. Camp to do what? Camp for what? This will be warning to Nigerian military that is giving them 40 people that he captured, never to be prosecuted or punished for that, because it's going to get amnesty anyway. What are you fighting for, Mr. Garwa? Nobody knows. But he kidnapped people, his own fellow terrorists kidnap people, he's their leader. So in good faith now, he wants to offer back 40 people he kidnapped. kidnapping in Nigeria carries death sentence or life imprisonment in Nigeria. But it's common business for these guys. Nigerians are just like animals to them, that they just hunt. You hunt them down. Anyone that is stubborn, shoot and kill him or her. Those ones who obey, march them into the forest. They are animals. Put them in the cage, tie their hands, tie their legs, make video of them and send it to their family members. Put it on social media. Because you know nothing is going to happen. Not the law, no. And that is the exact way this terrorist is talking. Now, he speaks in Hausa, I believe, right? Where he dished out the warnings to the Nigerian army that if they attack his camp again, it won't be funny or something like that.
Ranar Laraba an ba su kimanin mutum 30 can 27 ga 3 30 kenan su aka ba da an hada nawa kenan an samu kimanin mutum 70 har da biyu kuma ba wani abu ba yasa aka bada su ta dalilin sasancin da aka ba wai wata barazana aka yi mu anda suke rike da su ba ba ƙarfin yaƙi aka nuna ba alƙawalin nan da aka ɗauka shi ya sanya aka bada su sannan ba wurin mutum guda suke ba an soje wannan an soje wannan an soje wannan a bada su sannan tun ranar Laraba da aka bada su mai gidan mu ya umurce ni da cewar in tahi in je can wajen mun hayin daji duk dai abin da ya samu duk wanda aka san an kama a cikin dajin nan a an so shi to kuma ina can ina bakin kokari na an so shi na an so su mutanen wanda aka kakkama sai kuma ga report an bamu daga ruwan godiya cewar jami'an tsaro sun je sun samu mutanen mu sun bude musu wuta kai ba ma mutanen mu kadai ba har da Hausa an yi kan mai uwa da wabi an kashe mata da maza da yan yara sannan an kwashe dukiya an sun tafi da baburan mu to kaga wannan abun shi ke nuna alaman su ma jami'an tsaron akwai yan bata gari daga cikin wanda ba sun abin na lahiya ko ba gaskiya ba don haka nan in za ku ɗauki mataki ku ɗauki mataki akan abin nan in ko ba za ku ɗauki mataki ba to gidan jiha za a koma ba sai an goma a gidan jiya ba abu ya lalace kuma a zo ai ta yada ma duniya ana cewa ai mun saba alƙawari mu maciya amana ne kaza kaza yau abun nan ya faru juma'a kuma ku annan shugabannin ba wanda bai sani ba ko akwai wanda hudin bai zo mai ba abunda na faɗi ƙarya na faɗi kun san an yi ko ba gaskiya ba to don haka nan dama irin wa'annan abubuwa su suka bata ƙasar nan ko ba gaskiya ba a je a samu bayin Allah da basu ji ba basu gani ba a masu kisan gilla mu da mun je mun rama a yada ma duniya a ce ai mu yan ta'adda ne kaza kaza wai mu rayuwar mu wace irin mu ya aka dauki rayuwar mu to bari ku ji in ga maku tsakani da Allah in kowa zai tsakanin shi da Allah kowa tsakanin shi da Allah in ko ba za a tsakani da Allah ba to rayuwa ba ta hi rayuwa ba duk wanda ya dauki rayuwar mu ba bakin komai take ba to tashi shi ma banza a banza take wallahi da ka ce za ka kashe man rai to ni ma daukan naka zanyi ko ba haka ba don haka nan tsakanin da Allah in za a tsaya a yi abun nan na tsakani da Allah kawai a tsaya a yi shi ku shugabanni tsakanin da Allah ku daukan mu abun nan mataki ko ba gaskiya ba yanzu misali wannan abun da ya faru a ruwan godiya yau juma'a inda a ce kamar irin mutanen mu ne suka je suka yi wani abun da bai dace ba yanzu da an baza ma duniya cewar ai an saba alkawali mutanen nan maciya amana ne kaza ya kaza ga nan da yin alkawali da su sun samu manoma ko kaza ko da yan cikin gari haka talaka sun je sun bude masuta to jami'an tsaro sun suka zo suka yi mana wannan abu kuma ko da suka zo suka kashe mutane abun ya shahi hada Hausa ta dalilin wa akai ta dalilin Hausa aka zo akai da a ce ba hilani cikin gari ai ba za su zo su kashe mana mutane ba ko ba gaskiya ba amma ta dalilin mutanen mu na ciki suna rayuwa da mutanen ku shi yasa aka zo akan kashe su an zo su ma an taba wanda ba a san taɓa su anda aka ɗauki rayuwarsu da muhimmanci wanda ake son a kare ko ba haka ba to don haka nan tsakanin da Allah wannan abun in ba za a tsakani da Allah ba to gidan jefa za a koma kowa ya san da wannan sannan bayyo mu a taba mu a ce ko ba za mu yi magana ba ko ba gaskiya ba tsakani da Allah za a dauki matakin da ya dace a zo a dauka in kuma aka ce wai wannan abun yaudara za a kulla a zo ai a kashe mana mutane a ce ai wasu jami'an tsaro ne suka zo daga wuri kaza ba za mu yadda da wannan ba in aka zo aka kama mana mutane aka tai da su mu tambaya yan ina ne a ce ai ba yan nan bane to ba za mu lamunta da wannan ba dama tun warko sai da muka yi muku wannan complete din kuka ce kun amince duk wani jami'in tsaro ba wanda ba ku zama da shi ba, da manya da kanana ba wanda bai san da maganan nan ba. To ga irin ta yanzu an zo an fara, kuma mu tun da aka yi wannan abun akwai wani complete wanda za ku nuna cewa ai gashi akwai wata alama ta barazana ta bangaren mu wanda za a ce mun yi ne saba alƙawari ko akwai? In akwai kawai ku faɗi ko ba gaskiya ba. To mu gashi yanzu an fara.
Dan issue din da aka samu ma kun yi magani.
Ko ba haka ba? Kuma matsalar da aka samu ran da aka kira ni aka ce gashi na je na tare na anshi mutanen nan aka maida da mashin din da aka ansa da kuɗi hatta da wayar da aka ansa sai da aka maida. Ko ba a maku ba ga maku ba. To dan haka nan kaga muna ta bakin kokarin mu kuma ana bibiyar mu dan a salwantar da rayuwar mu. To rayuwa ba za ta yi da haka ba. In abun nan ba na tsakanin da Allah bane za a yi kowa ya jaye hannun shi kawai. In ana ganin kamar karfin yaki zai samar da zaman lafiya, ga hili ga mai doki shekara na tun da ake bala'in duk wani security ba wanda bai yi kokarin shi ba akan wannan matsalai, ko ba gaskiya ba? To yanzu mutanen nan da aka anso tun da ake bala'in ku gaya man jami'an tsaron da kuka taba tura ya anso muku daidai da mutum 20 ko 30 a hannun irin mutanen mu ta karfin yaki ku gaya man su babu, ko ba gaskiya ba? Amma wannan ta maslaha aka bi kuma ga su an bada su. To dan haka nan
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò.
I mean, it is ridiculous, right? And somehow it is as funny as it is also disgraceful when armed terrorists, tells you that they also want peace. We also want peace in the land. We want to exist with everybody in peace. How do you exist in peace with terrorists? Like, everybody's just going to pretend that they are not what? They are not terrorists? What exactly would you say is the offense, the crime, or the sins of those Nigerians they kidnapped, young and old? What would anybody say is their sin? That these armed terrorists took them, killed some of them. And now that terrorist is there to say, you know what? I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I'm going to give them back to you because I also want us to live in peace. Mr. Terrorist, what exactly is your business? Because these people were living in peace. Yeah, they are existing in peace before you brought your violence and disrupted their life, you and your sponsor. So, hello, imagine a terrorist telling you that they are also interested in peace. That's why they are giving this back now. So what are they going to go back and do? Kidnap different other people. And why we do that? We don't want anybody to touch us. So we don't want anybody to come and interfere in our business. So I mean, what is the business of the terrorists? They are still holding their guns. Didn't you see that? They still all have their guns. Do you see all the kind of guns they are holding or wielding? That's Nigeria. Yeah? So it is religion. It is trying to an act of subjugation. And I even found a clip I want to share with you. It's been online a while, right? Somebody who seemed to be so vast in the role the British played that brought about this, Fulani hegemony and on and on and on. He sort of put it in a way I want you to listen.
Well, since 1970, I went to Nigeria in 70.
Okay. If you please like to just give me a bit of insight that you gave me earlier on with regard to Nigeria and the whole politics and the issues that we're having today. It'd be really interesting to get an angle from you on what exactly happened.
Well, for me, the problem today, wow, it goes back to the Muslim conquest of the north with Usman Dan Fodio and the Fulani Hausa conquest of the north, and the north becomes Muslim. And when the British colonized the north in 1900, what do we, the British, do? We very cleverly rule with a few hundred district officers through the Muslim emirs. it was the best thing that ever happened to Islam in Nigeria. Because before then, if you were a Muslim, you went, say, to the Tiv area, what would happen? You'd be dead. Under the British, you could go as a Muslim trader and you could live and you could spread your message of Islam. So the British enabled Islam to spread in Nigeria, and the British stopped the spread of Christianity because Lugard kept missionaries out of the north. He only let missionaries go to the parts that were not under Muslim rule, like the Jos Plateau. So the Christian church in the Middle Belt thrived in areas that had never been conquered by the House of Fulani. Why are there huge areas of the north of Nigeria depopulated today? The answer is jihad. Because those who weren't enslaved by the House of Fulani or conquered by the House of Fulani, they either died by the sword or they fled to the hills, like the plateau, like the Gwoza Hills in Bornu. And in those hills, when I was there in the 1970s, there were no Muslims, none whatsoever. The people followed African traditional religion and were becoming Christians. Because down on the plain, it was the Muslim Kanuri, and they're the ones that slave raided. So what's going on today in the Middle Belt? It's nothing to do with herdsmen and farmers. It's nothing to do with Muslim herdsmen, nomadic Fulani, and settled Christian farmers. No, and it's certainly nothing to do with climate change driving out the Fulani. This is quite simply jihad. This is just an extension of Usman Dan Fodio's jihad by other means. But nobody in England dare call it jihad because they're all shit scared of being called Islamophobic. Well, I'm not. I don't hate any Muslims, but I think Islam is of the devil and it has to rule, and it must rule Nigeria. Islam a religion of peace? Don't make me laugh. Where is Islam a religion of peace? Where Islam rules. Where it doesn't, that is the region of war. That is Islamic theology. That's what this is. So those who are for violent jihad, in my view, they have the historic pedigree in Islam. They're the Salafists. Now, Islam is a broad church. Islam encompasses all lots of people. Most Muslims are not terrorists. But the people who are around us today, here and in Nigeria, who are terrorists, by and large are Muslims, and a particular kind of Muslims. They are violent Wahhabi Salafists. When I say that, I won't have some idiot accusing me of Islamophobia. They should credit me with a little knowledge of Islam, its history and theology. This isn't about Muslims versus Christians. It's about Islam must rule, Islam must triumph. And that's the case in Nigeria, and it's the case here too. Except here they can be a bit quieter.
Now, in fairness, right, there are indeed those who believe that, you see, majority of Muslims do not assign to the ideology of violence. But you see, this particular Salafist, this Wahhabism, the ones who are also killing Muslims, because to them, there are the other Muslims that accept them, they are not real Muslims. The violence of what they are pushing in northern Nigeria, that they are making to look like a jihad, right? Itself is not just a jihad. And okay, should I say it's not a jihad for Islam per se. Their jihad right now is about mineral resources control. And the only way they could possibly do that, the way they are doing in Nigeria, is to keep unleashing violence. And that is why, if you have followed their modus operandi, right, those who seemed to be backing them, they believed that they are fighting jihad, especially those jihadist Islamic scholars in northern part of Nigeria, who believes that, well, the moment those who are Christians or non-Muslims, the infidels, they are wiped off or killed, because Don't get me wrong. There's a section of them, this they call the Wahhabis or so, right? There's a section of them that strongly believe in that jihad, and that jihad to them makes non-Muslims infidel. And once you are an infidel, you are considered to be worse than, I don't know, like cockroach or something. Like you are nothing. Do you get that now? Now, mixing that up with the drive with the attempt to drive the indigenous people out of their land, right? And those ones you capture, you sell them off as slaves. So then you have the government on the other hand, who possibly is aware of all of this. They are aware. But for political exigencies or something, as well as for their own political advantage or disadvantage, they have to tread carefully while Nigerians are being traded like commodity. You get what I mean? And like if you go hunting, you probably you go hunting, you kill some game, different animals and all that, right? Or you capture some of them alive and you decided to put price on them. Oh, this one is $15,000. That one is 10,000. The other one is 40,000. You know, that's the way they are trading Nigerians, poor Nigerians who are struggling in these rural communities. They have been left so vulnerable, so open that these terrorists have built different camps and they are controlling communities. Their areas are called ungoverned area. Government knows the places across northern Nigeria, ungoverned areas. And guess what? They are also keeping this information away from their own citizens by telling them that everything is fine, everything has improved, security is getting better, this and that. But to make mockery of that, to put falsehood like on that, is when you watch videos like that. Videos of terrorists, young and old, wielding dangerous weapons in the presence of government officials, military officials. These images are enough to tell you everything you need to know, even if they are feeding you propaganda morning, afternoon, and night. Now, it doesn't touch you, doesn't mean that it won't. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, and that is why this guy, Benduikun, Ashiwaju Mopo, Abina, the commander of the Ashiwaju soldiers, Dayo Isreal, is a RCCG pastor. He has put out a post asking anyone who is very good in propaganda, right, to send their CV to him, because he wants to hire personal assistants on propaganda. This Mugu actually put that on Twitter. Let me see if I can read it. He said, breaking news. APC National Youth Leader to appoint special assistant on propaganda affairs across geopolitical zones, as well as set up positive propaganda units at the youth house. Begin scouting and identification of brilliant young minds as the youth wing prepares for 2027 re-election of President Bola Tinubu. Do you have what it takes? Are you a committed progressive ideals? Do you believe in President Bola Tinubu? Then send your profile and a short video of you in action, or your write-up with a cover letter. So they are investing more in propaganda. Like, I feel like the kind of overconfidence that they have, the level of impunity that they have become so used to, right? And of course, the level at which they are looking at Nigerians in a very much condescending way is going to be their doom. Every one of them that speaks, the way they talk, right? They believe that those of you who complain about them, which many of you, you are considered as, dishonest and haters who just didn't like them. No matter what they did, you would never like them. So they created their own alternative world, a place where whenever they are addressing you, they feel like they have their audience. Here you get. If not, somebody who is the youth leader of a propagandist party, gaslighting party that will gaslight you, and you begin to wonder and say, am I the problem? Am I the only one who is not seeing anything? I don't know what's going on. Am I not in this Nigeria? Am I in another Nigeria? They say, you are the one in another Nigeria. You are blind. You can't see all the progress, all the good things coming down. Sort of, yeah? So that propagandist party, their youth leader who furnished an apartment in Abuja, and they called it Youth House, where they have all kinds of like, indoor games like snooker, the pool game. They've got this ping pong table tennis. They have PS4 room, game room, and then they have a place they call the podcast room where they have camera. All of this to sell the idea of the APC, by Pastor Dayo Isreal. So now he has boldly written kind of like announced as breaking news that they need to set up propaganda unit. Positive propaganda unit, right? So all you have to do is just show that you can do propaganda, or your propaganda can be positive. It is similar to when government who is trying to control your speech, right, decided to say your speech is hate speech. And they say, how do you define hate speech? Is it the speech that you hate will be called hate speech? Or there is actually a definition of, because if I say something you don't like right now, right, and you hate it, so you can automatically say my speech is hate speech. And if you have the power to put me in prison, then you do it. That's what the Ronukus are proposing in that contraption. All these people, they're supposed to have arrested. I don't know why government cannot even arrested all these people. All these people spreading information that all these people call it Tinubu druggy. They should have arrested. If I was Tinubu, I would have arrested all of them. The Ronukus fantasy. You understand? So if I don't like what you just said right now, I'll put you for jail because of hate speech. Then propaganda, where they tell you, right, that the Tinubu's regime had defeated the terrorism and the insecurity. Everything is back to normal. People can travel to wherever they want. There's no more kidnapping. And you know it's a lie. So in the government parlance, that is propaganda. Do you get that now? So propaganda, the number one person who tells you lies every day, every hour of the day is the Tinubu's regime. Every hour of the day, they lie to you. So I believe that their effort in saying they want to put propaganda out is another way of getting themselves ready, hiring the young people, weaponizing them, okay, to use them for different propaganda. They pay people, they pay them 50,000, 100,000 naira. Yeah, they will charge you for cyberbullying. You are bullying the government. You know, it's like saying, now we're supposed to lie. We're supposed to tell you that you will have 24 hours electricity by the end of 2026, 2025. And then you get to the beginning of 2026 and you say, where is the electricity? You these liars. They will say, you are bullying also. Do you know that what you are doing is a crime? You are bullying government. How dare you say that, like, we didn't give you electricity? Do you know how much we spent on the electricity? Do you know that in 2025, electricity generated in Nigeria was 4,500? But as at December 2025, they are now generating 4,510. Do you know what it takes to generate extra 10 megawatts? And you said the government has not done anything. Yeah. Hey, is there no difference between 4,500 and 4,510. They will gaslight you. We say, no, na be failure. How na take use $1.5 billion to get 10 megawatts? Where the 10 megawatts? The Ronokus and their account will just say, yeah, we get electricity. We have been having electricity for the past 6 months. Honestly speaking, Ashwaju is working. Another one will come and say, man, I didn't believe it at first. Man, we have been having people we no get also, we no get anything. No. So people who are already running propaganda are going to hire more of you. And all they have to do is just put a title on it. Special advisor to APC National Youth Leader. Special advisor to APC National Youth Leader on positive propaganda. Oh, more. Your family will be proud of you, Sha, I think. Like just go in and say, oh, man, I just got an appointment. I just got my appointment letter. Your appointment letter says you are SA to the APC National Youth Leader. Then they will say, oh, SA on what? SA on propaganda. Oh, no, but positive propaganda. To sell Tinubu to you again in 2020. That's his deputy. That is Dayo. And Dayo be this one here. See this one here. And Dayo be that. His deputy is this one. I don't know his deputy, but this one. Yeah. Right. And as for Kolu, Comrade Kolu, here you get. This could be a great idea. Okay. So Jagabanami, season 2, while the terrorists are running hammock or running berserk. In that same northern Nigeria, a group has, come out to say they are going to stage a national protest to demand for the release of, the indigenous people of Biafra leader, IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prisoner of conscience, the man that has become so, it has become so much of a problem, so to say, for those who thought they could keep him as a trophy. But right now, to let go, to keep him to let go has become a dilemma. But there are those who believe that unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu is the easiest way for you out. Tinubu, it is not his battle. It was Bokuwari and his Fulani irredentist that wanted to prove a point. He is dead right now, and that is not Tinubu's battle. He should let him go, or else. Listen to this guy.
I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Nigerians for their support since I released the first video yesterday about Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. This protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina last week. We all know that for years Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And as I'm talking to you, Nnamdi Kanu is having and he's battling with health challenges even while in prison. But it's rather unfortunate with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina by the bandit commander. The question we ask, do we have a country? The question we need to ask, do we have a nation? The question we need to ask, do we have a constitution? And if we have a constitution, then as Nigerians, we need to ask ourselves and ask the federal government question, why the double standard? If the bandit commander can come and address Nigeria like schoolboys and address Nigeria by threatening Nigerians, by killing one of the headers, that he will kill more Hausas and Northerners, and he is moving freely. Why should Nnamdi Kanu should still be in prison? The question I ask, why the double standard? And it is a question that every Nigerian should be asking. Double standards by the federal government of Nigeria. And that is why the call for one Nigeria, one voice protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, equity and justice for all Nigeria citizens. One Nigeria, one voice protest. One Nigeria, one voice protest is a national call for all Nigerians of good conscience. It's not a regional protest. It's not a tribal protest. But it's a sincere protest born out of sincerity. I am calling of all Nigeria with good conscience to come out in mass. Those in Jos, Plateau, Kaduna, Kogi, and Abuja to come on Independence Day at Eagle Square to support this call. And I'm also calling on very dark black man to help us. Abuja is your constituency. We are coming from the north. You can help us to call the IG of police in preparation to this protest. The ratted president, I know you have the platform, and I'm also calling of all the Nigerian bloggers and social media influencers, those with good conscience and sincerity, so that our brother Nnamdi Kanu will be free. I'll bring up subsequent videos in preparation for this call and for this peaceful protest. May God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, to the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done, and the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace, we are asking for people to get together, we are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the Council Committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So to everyone who is a lover of justice, indeed, we show up. So the IPOB members, supporters, and like I said, everyone who is who has a conscience will also be there. Unfortunately, right? There's been so much, systemically ingrained distrust and all of that within the old system. And this is part of the barrier that people are trying to break, because once people are able to break the barrier of a distrust and realize that We can all get what we want, everything we want, only if we bond together to get rid of a system that keeps us so divided and poorer. Everybody can get what they want. But the only way we can't get anything, nothing out of this whole thing is when the criminals remain in power and keep their hold or their grip on the country. So I implore you, if you are in Abuja on the 1st of October, I'm going to be following that though. So I'll be giving you an update. If you're in Abuja and all that, it will be ideal to show up too, right? Because it can be anybody. And you don't even have to be Nnamdi Kanu. You don't even have to be Omoyele Sowore. What they have in Nigeria that we believe is kind of like democratically distributed is the level of impunity and injustice in the system. So the injustice is so well spread that everybody's just waiting for his own turn. You could be accused of anything as long as somebody would just want to put you away. If they found out that your position is contrary to their position, so you are automatically seen as a potential threat, an enemy that should be neutralized as soon as possible. Nothing to probably threaten their grip. I'll keep reminding you. We have just about 10 days to that, brethren. Going forward, another person made a video. Osazu, his name is Osazu, who lives in Lagos, right? Said the Lekki Admiralty Way and the environs, right, have been, these are areas where it rains in Lagos. The whole place is flooded, and we get to make videos from this, So people believe that majority of this is because of poor drainage system, and the few they have are completely mismanaged, so to say, where many of them are so blocked up. So lately, right, whether it is the council, whether it is the residents or others, so they've dug out all this dirt from their drainages, okay, and they left them on the roadside, giving a terrible eyesore, so to say, right? So, and somebody made a video to see if they could get the attention. The first one he made, similar to this one I'm about to show you, rather than for the supposed, government to respond accordingly, they send their bot, like the Ronukus. The name is Osasu. So they told him to go back to Anambra. Who is Osasu from Anambra? Anyway, they told him to go back to Anambra and leave Lagos if Lagos is dirty. Well, he was born in Lagos. He was born and raised in Lagos. He works and pays tax in Lagos as we speak. So he went to make another one. This one.
So good morning, Lagos. I am on Admiralty Way at 8:57 a.m. I am in front of Brazos Plaza, so you can see what is in front of it. And I'm just going to walk with it and go as far as I can. So I will let the pictures speak for themselves rather than me talking. But I've done so much talking and I'm exhausted, tired of talking, tired of taking abuse from people who have the duty to clear this filth off the street, who think that I am uncouth and unmannered because I am pointing out to them that they are leaving what is a clear health hazard to the inhabitants of Lekki by leaving this filth on the street for several days, if not going to weeks now. So this is in front of the banner, right here. You see, that's the banner there. And as you walk in, as anyone drives in, that's what you see. I'm just going to keep on walking. So see it with me. That's also in front of the banner. It's in front of the banner. See the sign, still going. This is at the junction of CBC Towers Road an Admiralty Way. You can see what I'm seeing, and I'm just walking along. I don't want to talk too much this Saturday morning. You see somebody carrying some of the refuse in cement bags. This is something which proper sewage disposal trucks should come, suck it up from the gutter and take it all away. As you can see, this stuff is here. And because of the rains, some of it has started going into the gutter again. And then you ask yourself, how can those who are responsible for waste management and waste disposal in Lagos justify this type of thing? And rather than be penitent and do their jobs properly, when you point it out to them that this is wholly unacceptable and repugnant, they tell you that, you are not telling them things in a polite language. The state of this street polite? Is this how it should be? And they expect citizens to be happy with them when they leave their environment in this state? So, citizens of Lagos, we can talk to the managing director of Loma and those responsible for health and for our environment in this city. So, good morning, Lagos. I am on.
Good evening, Lagos. Guess what? Where I got that video from, there were so many comments. You can guess what are the likely comments coming from those who are reacting to the video. I'll give you some instances. Someone said, must government do everything? There is no lucky. Just one person is rich enough to clear all of that thing. If the government have taken the rubbish out of the drainage, why can't somebody who is a rich person that can just pay, a truck in order to pack the thing and take them away? Must everything be done by government? While others are saying, another person, by the way, was like, oh, look at this one, man, this Niger self. Look at what this one is complaining about. Why don't you come to Orile? Why don't you come to, they are mentioning places that they don't even have road. Together, now, like there is no real road, no nothing. So to them, this one is complaining about rubbish on the side of the road. They had no clear understanding that leaving the rubbish inside the drainage is even better than digging it out and then allow the rain to blow everything back or push everything back in the drainage. If you're not willing to take them away, don't dig them out, just leave them there. At least if you feel like that is an eyesore, then taking them out and leaving them on the roadside should ordinarily be worse. And this is an eyebrow area in Lagos. Lekki, Admiralty, Victoria Island, all those fancy names. They're supposed to be the eyebrow areas of Lagos, where infrastructures are like up to standard, but that's not true. That's not true. That's reality, Well, he said people should help amplify it so that maybe government will do something. And indeed, we have done that. So Peter Obi, in one of his recent clips, right? He was talking about this same rot, all right? And his confidence that if the opposition sticks together, they can end it. All this madness, all this rot and what have you, including the fear of Tinubu rigging himself, they are all unfounded. If truly people are tired, and secondly, right, the opposition put their thought together and what have you, I don't know, maybe I'm putting it right, but in his words,
we will dismantle them. Go back to your villages and tell them that what we have today, we must gang up to remove this because it's not sustainable. We will make sure that we are everywhere. We will vote, the vote will count, and those who think they will not count it, will count them. So, we will make it work. Go and read the Titanic. When it was sinking, some people were on upper deck, dancing. They didn't know it was going down till everybody. Because those who are dancing now don't know that the plane is sinking. When it comes, it will consume everybody. Nobody will be safe. Whether you are very rich, whether you own all the house in Abuja or all the house in this thing. I've been to places that have better buildings. I've been to Beirut, Afghanistan, where they have lovely buildings, and you see them all destroyed. So when people are now acquiring what they don't need, instead of sacrificing to have peace by having one or two, they think they can have 100. When it starts, you can't carry any. You'll be running with you'll be running, can I be safe? Everybody will end up being in refugee camp. Everybody will end up being in refugee camp. Today in Nigeria, we're not at war. Nigerians are in refugee camp in their own country. Nigerians are refugee in Chad. Nigerians are refugee in Cameroon. And we are not at war. The only reason is that we don't have a government who cares for the people. People are being killed daily. Nobody goes to say to them, we're sorry. Nobody visits them. Nobody cares. All you get in Nigeria is that some people are rich so they can afford to celebrate. We're not going to where we're going to do celebration, close street, do this and everything. So please continue.
just in case if you don't understand, what we'll be saying there is that what is going on now in Nigeria is not sustainable. There is there's a bit of how much or for how long you can hold people under control before they lose the control. Nigeria is a place where so many people believe that they will never explode. That if you are looking for a country populated by copers, people who can cope with anything in their large numbers, you find them in Nigeria. So therefore, forget it. It won't happen. But don't say, never say never. One thing that would happen when the entire space is gets to that burst stage, right? Is that, Baba, what is called a bottled anger, rage, once it explodes, nobody will be safe again, truly. And Nigeria has reached that stage. But, like Obi said, if it continues, it is not sustainable. It is not. So, they want to do election with the Tinubu, and their strategy is to be everywhere and make sure that they remove them legitimately. So it's not sparing himself, or like it's not singling himself out that probably it will be spared. You know what I mean? But it's not a lie. People are going through it in Nigeria. All of us are going through it all over the place. But if Kolu and his gang, right, should miscalculate their normal plot, the normal plot of the Tinubu style of politics, and probably learned that to them in APC, because that's what they did. It's like something, this is what everybody uses, okay? And therefore, a lot of things is connected to it. So I'm trying to, my seat is quite low. Anyway, I'll raise my hand so you can see my hand, okay? So let's say this thing is what everybody uses. Don't worry, just random something that all of us uses. Somehow it is connected to so many other things, right? So APC, Tinubu's type of politics is that if this thing is 10 naira, yeah, like that, and everybody uses it, it's very important. So Tinubu and his gang can take it to 60 naira, okay? And everybody will scream, how can you sell this for us 60 naira? Then when election is coming, they'll bring it down to 40 naira, okay? By then, they don't want you to say, but it was 10 naira before you took it to 60 naira. They say, but things are coming down, and there are people that falls for that too. They have a way around it. They will say, I don't know about you. I've heard that many times. They're just waiting for election. It's during the election they will bring money out. Money will flow. Because to them, all of this hardship that they have been through, the only reason why they will lose will be if they fail to reduce it. Just reduce it for us. Even if not 35 naira, even if it's 45 naira, we'll take it like that. 60 naira is too much. We are dying. And then something happened and they say, okay, that is now 35 naira. I say, yes. So you see, the policy is working. Tinubu's reform is working. You get that? And if you say, but why can't you take it back to the 10 naira? Say, no, inflation. The 10 naira, how many years ago? And that's exactly what they are planning to do with you, plus other things. So if you want to do rigging, if you want to do an election with the Tinubu, you should probably be preparing for that particular revolution. There is no way. If they continue the way they are going, right? There is no way that anybody is going to announce anyone a winner other than Tinubu. So they would rather be preparing for your reactions. You know what I mean? To them, your election is a done deal. Remember when Wale Idun, I don't know, a few days ago. So Wale Idun said they have given 25,000 naira. Sorry, they have shared 336 billion naira to 8.1 million households, in which, according to them, 76 million Nigerians collected 25 25,000 naira each. He said it. And, as usual, a lot of us was like, who collected money? Who no collect money? Oh. They said all of you, most of you are asking people for money. Some of you are collecting money from Tinubu. Oh yeah, come. Then somebody was like, hang on. If they said they have shared 336 billion to 8.1 million households, and the breakdown of this 8.1 million household is that 76 million Nigerians have collected money, and each of them collected 25,000. Some have not collected, some have collected twice, others thrice. So the plan is to give the poorest Nigerians 75,000 naira, 25,000 naira every month. This is the idea, okay? So if you gave 25,000 naira to each to 76 million Nigerians, well, that's like 1.22 something trillion naira. Do you get what I mean? Like 1 trillion, 220 something billion, something million, like that. So if that's the case, that means about 900 billion naira don't disappear with that. If your total figure as finance minister is that you have shared 336 billion to 76 million Nigerians at 25,000 naira each, you to go and multiply it. Maybe you get a different number. Yeah. So they dropped figures, data that you can't really verify. Once they finish the cooking, they'll put up a graphics designs, and they'll put up different charts and all of that to say, oh, this is what we have done. This is what, on paper. The poorest Nigerians, suddenly, they had the picture, the screenshot. They have screenshot of, there is another agenda. I forgot to put this up, so let me put it up. So they have this, like, I have never seen anything like this in my life, right? I'll show you something. And I didn't have the time to, kind of like widen it enough for the screen. But I think it can still do what I want it to do. Now, this is what they put out. Okay. 330 billion. Okay. That's what Wale Idun said. Now, sorry, like I said, I wish I had expanded it for all of you to read, but people with bigger screens, they are likely going to be able to see the texts on their screen. But let me help you just in case, okay? So this is what they posted. Those who have received the money, right? You will see the names like Ikemefuna, Olivia, Unwamaka. See, there's something I want you to pay attention to now, okay? In order for you to understand this better, this is why they are hiring propagandists, people that can come and put graphics in paper and tell you that look, right? So they say evidence choke. Do you see that at the top? They say evidence choke. The crop punch headline, right? The punch headline that said cash transfer. Federal government pays 330 billion naira to 8.1 million households. Evidence choke. Underneath that, you should check the name. You will see the name like Ikemefuna, Olivia, Unwamaka. If you are an Igbo person, the names will just be sounding so ridiculous to you. To you who is not an Igbo person, right? But these are Igbos, but this is how propaganda works, all right? The presidency of Nigeria presidency, Tinubu's media house. This is not random. Tinubu's media house, also rock. posted this on social media. Special advisor to Tinubu on media posted this image on your screen, right? Exactly the way it is. They went on Facebook, right? They now crop this particular account, which are all fake. They cropped them, names like Ikemefuna, Olivia, Nwamaka. I received 25,000 naira 2 days ago. Another one responded, Shizitere Ahubelem, nice. Another one responded, Jonathan Angela Chinwe, I received twice. Emeka Abbas, I got 25K 2 days ago. Another said, who received? Ugegbe Oyibo. Sandra Jonah. Sandra Jonah. You have to register. Oh, I registered since last month and my name came out 75,000. Some 25K, but they will receive 3 times. Ubani, Chinwe Ngozi. My mom received 2. Ngozi Kyuku. I received 2. Remita, via Remita. Have you seen that one? Then in the middle, you see the comments from Ojiri, Augustine, Shimdia. He said, one question for DG. How intake get the 71 million Nigerians account number? I beg, make nobody lie for my head. I still dey alive. Ojiri, again, went on to say, then it should be for people that registered with their, all this one, that's what they play, oh. Here you get, this is how they play all this, you know what I mean? This is the handiwork of APC. All these people, now one person they reply, now one person they comment and not do all the comments. So they would make it look real. For example, the one that is asking that, how did they get the names? Then just to get you involved and say, hey, that's what I want to ask too. Then another person will start responding. And start saying, oh yeah, you need to register. Ojiri Augustine Shimdia. And that one responded. Elizabeth Shiaondo. But this these names, Elizabeth Shiaondo. Right? That one said, party. It had nothing to do with politics. So Ojiri Augustine Shindia was like, okay. Then Elizabeth Shiaondo. There was actually a time they did a registration for this. I know people who got. I didn't though. Loretta Shinesherem. Loretta Shinesherem. We did registration and it wasn't party thing. Then another one responded, gift, Kika, Ogbona. They went house to house for the registration. People received the money, including me. Now, what do you really want to, then if you go to the third one there, the same thing, right? Robinson Esther. Mine was 75K. They even gave us ATM card for it. Oluchi Ruth, my neighbor received, right? Another one, Uzoma Sola, I received 4 times. When you take a look at all these supposed screenshots, they are all supposed to be from Igbo. This was supposed to be the money that everybody got, like people they registered all over the country. But the presidency under Tinubu went on Facebook. The money was supposed to go to the poorest of the poorest. But on Facebook, where they were pushing the propaganda, they went there, they screenshotted names. There is no Abdullahi, no Muhammad, no Musa, no Sule, no Abdul. There is no Ajoke Adebayo or Taye Lulu Kehinde, nothing like that. There is no Osawaru, Osaho, Osarime, Osa, like that, nothing. All they were looking for is just these names like Uzdo, Sola Esther, Chinezerem, all those kind of funny names. The presidency of Nigeria screenshotted that, put them together, and posted it on the official Twitter of the special advisor to president of the country. What do you think is going on? Somebody said because the only people that will likely ask questions that give us evidence of those you gave the money to are the Igbos. So before anybody now start, because they believe that as many of you don't even believe what they are doing, the only people that tend to always want to, they have phobia for them, Igbophobia. So they decided to just make it look like it is Ronuku versus the Igbos, that they are the only people in Nigeria. You get that now? Like, okay, they are the ones that will be saying a lie. They are the ones that will be abusing government. Let us show it to them and say, see, all your brothers have collected money. Oh. All of them are giving evidence. So, when you hear the names like, man, those names are funny. I'm sorry. Like, they are actually really funny. But if you don't pay attention, you won't see through it. You see the names like Ikemefuna. Ikemefuna. Things fall apart. Ikemefuna. Almost Runuku go carry Ikemefuna. Olivia. Nwamaka. Shizi Terra. Ahubelem. Jonathan. Angela. Kinwe. Emeka Abbas. Ugegbe. Oyibo. Sandra Jonah. Ubani. Shinwe Ngozi. Ngozi Shuku. Come on, man. Like you could have carried other people's comment too, who collected now. How come now this Shuku, all these funny names? Because to an average Runuku, the Igbo is Igbo, they are Igbo, and all of them. Emeka Abbas. This is what you call the propaganda. These are the stuffs that they send on WhatsApp, they share everywhere, and they say, what else did the Igbos want? The other day, another clown was dancing. He's the deputy speaker. Remember that clown? He was dancing because they said they wanted to take a $3.5 billion loan to construct, to rehabilitate a single gauge rail track from Sokoto to Borno to Kogi to all this place. Then before they pass through Enugu, Abinkan to Onitsha to Port Harcourt. An Igbo man is making everybody believe that they wanted to go and collect the loan to build to develop the rail system in Igbo land. Obviously, they don't give them any money. It simply means that the project will start somewhere, and it may never even get to Igbo land at all before they will steal the money. But an Igbo man is because he wanted Tinubu to look good. I say, what else did the Igbo want? They are also, don't mind them, they are also applying for student loan. All their brothers, sisters, they collect student loan. But now Nigeria is still there. If they collect the student loan, it's still part of their rights. Because they are also paying for, Nigeria debt too. Don't even go there. But the point here is this. They push their propaganda like it is them versus the Igbos. In Nigeria, I don't know if you have paid attention. Federal government, seat of power. And when you see those who are the Igbos in Tinubu's illegitimate regime as well, right? Like Devulumayi and others, right? They are there to help remind everybody that, well, whoever the Igbos are treated, not them, not their fault. Yeah, it goes to the people and say, my people need to learn how to integrate. They need to learn how to integrate. In politics, you have to learn how to integrate. It's always like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you have paid that. I mean, if you have noticed, it's always like them versus Igbos. Like, I don't know. Well, maybe because of Obi as well. Just maybe. So, if you collected money and you didn't tell us, God will judge you. But here is that pastor that told you then that once Tinubu enter a Wanu Ibuloniye. Remember him? He is also the same guy that said that a particular nation will not win the Champions League, and that kind of like cut down his rank. He's back again that no matter what Tinubu do, it will be defeated in 2027. I don't understand. But maybe you do. Let's leave it in the diary.
Tinubu, this 5% on fuel, if you execute it, your government is gone. Dare not remove it. People will mismanage it with you and for your government. People will not understand, and Nigeria doesn't want that 5%. If you resist or you insist that that 5% must go, Tinubu, your government will go at the same time. I'm telling you the honest truth. You may not take it. You may see it as maybe this man hates our party. Anything you say is your business. However, your taxation advisors, they are digging your grave for you. I'm telling you, those people doing taxation reforms, what Nigeria needs now is not that taxation. That taxation will create calamity for Nigeria. That taxation can send you off your second term. But you may say, no, go ahead. Nigeria will wait for you. Remove it now. Listen to your minister for finance. For his advice will go a long way. Your minister of finance will give you reliable, dependable advice that will change you. If you don't listen to your minister of finance, Tinubu, your government can fail. Whoever that gives you advice for 5% fuel tax or whatever tax you may call it, they are creating another doom for your government, and heaven will not fall. It won't fall because Nigeria, there's hardship at this moment. People are still crying. All you need to do is do economic reforms of food. Let people eat, reduce the price of food, let there be cash, light, etc. The rest, nobody cares about the rest. But if you continue, you insist that thing will go, it won't be subsidy. You don't know what? Zagi, they are about to begin protest against your government. Tinubu, nuisance lele. Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Just so we are clear though, it's a funny guy. So he said that Tinubu should go and listen to his minister. He's talking rubbish. When it's just, Mr. Ayodele, a big prophet, a big primate, a big something. They call him something. Ayodele. Now rubbish should they do, sir? Rubbish leshe. You're talking about Wale Idun. Are you being serious? Like, are you just talking? Because, you know, the Holy Spirit, I swear to God, that can be anything spirit or whatever other than Ogogoro spirit. You get what I mean? Wale Idun has no economic sense. He's a bagman. He's a jacka. Like, what are you talking about? This idiot that embraced the World Bank, IMF policies that impoverished their country. Right? Are you being like, Wale Idun, listen to your... Don't add 5% petrol tax. Okay. So what's going to happen? This tax thing that they want to do, they want to use it to tarnish your image. And are you being serious? Like, this is the problem. You don't even know if now spirit they tell them, or if now Google they tell them, or something else. So that you don't just be like, Abi spirit, which kind of spirit, you know? But they will say it with confidence, like they are saying something. Right? God is already talking about that. Once they started taking your money from your bank, called it this tax or that tax, right? And everybody begin to realize that they don't need only any spirit to tell you, say, if you don't break free from Tinubu and his gang, Baba, one day go demand for your life. Say, for me, let me say, what? You don't have anything we want again. Now your life. They give us your life, you don't even need it. I'm telling you. So nobody will need any spirit to tell you that Holy Spirit come and lead me, Heavenly Father. Go straight and just tell us that Holy Spirit said that Tinubu and his gang, because they are like Pharaoh, they have their ears blocked, and therefore their destruction will come quick if they don't change. That one is regular. Now, so those old prophet they do them. I know today, expose their own what do you call it? Their own trickery. Because that's what that is. But we'll see. 2026 is going to be interesting. I don't mean it in a bad way. Here you get. And I'm not a prophet. Because if I am, I will pray. Because something about being a prophet, right? Is that you do have the power to prevent things from happening. Yeah, you don't believe me. I know African Wala won't even believe me. I know that one. But you believe you. Lady Flora. Thank you very much, Ma. I got the message right now. God bless you. But you believe me, right? That if you are a genuine prophet and you see something, all you have to do is just, pray to avert it. And so to say. So I am not one. But if Tinubu and his gang fail to actually do something about this their insatiable greed and continue to, live on their own narratives, it won't end well. You get what I mean now? 2026. Like I said, I don't mean it in a bad way. People will go die for 2025, December 31st. They don't know what God do them, so they don't go reach 2026. So, like I said, it may sound like a dark humor. You know what I mean? It's like the joke that played through the heads of the Ronukus that was watching me one night when I said that those who died in 2022, if they have a chance of looking back like we see in the movies, they probably would think maybe Nigeria is better now. But for those who are still here, those of us who are saying that the struggle continues, they say, don't give up. My friend, don't ever give up. They tell people to give up. Because you may be chasing something that is so wrong that you have given it everything. And you don't want to give it your life. They say, well, when you give up. I mean, I'm not the type that will tell you that don't ever give up. You always tell me not to give up. Yeah? Yeah, people say that to me. Mayegun, we know about this algorithm stuff and all this blah, 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 blah. Or, we love your spirit, that you're not giving up. Please don't give up. But I won't come in what we only give up. I don't want to give you example. I don't want to explain it. But it's not everything that you have. If you give up on this, then you push harder on that one, but you just don't give up on life. You know what I mean? So 2026, I would rather like say the Nigeria of 2025 will kind of be a better Nigeria, no matter what it is right now, a better Nigeria than 2026 with what if Tinubu and his gang have in stock for you. And they will invest so much on propaganda, lies, gaslighting, and all kind of things that the confusion will be so much. If the dam doesn't burst, there's a chance that the dam won't ever burst. Because once they push that to the end of 2026, by then at the majority of you go down like tired. You know that stage where you have no fight in you or anything at all. If they make it till the end of 2026. So by the time you get to your election, this or that. I know. I'm just saying that to those of you who wants to go and do election. Sure you get. I'm not doing election. I'm just waiting for the kaboom. Yeah. Because election can't fix anything these guys have done. No. It can't. I'm sorry, it won't. It can't and it won't. You get what I mean? We'll leave that for a sec. The people that are telling you to tighten up, the people that are telling you that they are working on this reform or that reform, this tax or that tax. This is what they spend your money on. This is how they live. And this is like official where they live and what they spend your tax money on, what they will spend the rest still on. That's how they live. That's your number one tax man, though. Yeah, that's the guy that will be collecting the money. Setting up different collection centers, agencies, and the rest. And come around to announce to you how much they have made. So a man was caught, this situation of insecurity everywhere. So you can't be too security conscious in Nigeria of today, right? So a local vigilante group caught a man with a bag, and they automatically said he's supplying food to terrorists. But I don't know how I felt about the video, which means something in me says, no, it doesn't look so. Or maybe you and I should watch it. And you tell me what you think.
Hey, okay, this man they go station. Now station this man they go. So you. Now you the buy things go to give kidnapper for bush abi. I don't know any kidnapper. Now you the buy things go to give kidnapper for bush abi. Your cup don't full. Full packet of lighter. Oga, your cup don't full today. Oga, your cup don't full. You dey see things. Una dey see wetin you go back for kidnappers. Wanna send another one full here. See here full. Here full. Onions. We don't see who they buy something for kidnappers. Tomatoes. Yes. Correct. You see how your cup take food? Not share anything, no. Your cup don't food today. Where your phone first? Okay, we don't catch who they go they buy food for them. Oh. We don't catch who they go they buy food for them. Where your phone? Where they do everything? Oh. Wanna see the man where they buy the food for them? See,
I'll slap you.
Yeah.
Keep on. No terror.
You get stuff for that.
Where your phone?
So you get stuff for
Where
this,
your
Abi?
phone?
Maybe that will come out. That will receive that. Bring your phone come out.
Bring your phone come out. Oh yeah, bring your phone out. Bring your phone out.
I don't understand. You found a man who was carrying food in smaller bags. And then he just automatically said, oh, now you they buy food for kidnappers. Oh, we don't find the man who they buy food for kidnappers. So he said, no, I don't know any kidnappers. We don't find the person. Shit, now food where they carry go kidnappers with that. Huh? I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. Then they made a video of that to show to us that they've caught the man who is buying food for kidnappers. They found a pocket radio in his bag. Oh, yeah, he's buying food for kidnappers, so we don't catch the one where they buy food for kidnappers, so we they carry you go station. So immediately they take him to their station. That's the same thing they're going to announce there. And so we have arrested the man that is buying food for kidnappers. So where's the food? The food in plastic bags. They didn't even let him say anything. They didn't let him talk. And you know, in Nigeria, automatically, like, you know, that's it. Like, I don't understand. So somebody said, see, Baba, let me tell you something. Don't trust anybody. That now so somebody who is keeping gun for kidnappers. He was keeping the gun inside his bag. I said, gun for kidnappers. Yes. A locally made pistol inside his travel bag. I said, so kidnappers, they use. Yes, they keep weapons for the Fulani terrorists. Now he be their weapon man. I said, what did they find on top? What did they find on his bag? Said that day he get pistol. I said, which pistol? He said this local pistol. I said, now the guy they supply weapon. Give all this Boko Haram. It's like, and he himself had local gun, local pistol. So yes, now that one we didn't find. Maybe in container don't go front as in Nigeria. Now, if you see those who are supposed to be security men as well, making the same, description, that will give you an idea of you know what I'm talking about. The only language they speak is money. If you can't give them money, then everything about you will be smelling like you are a criminal. No, it will be smelling as criminal. If you say, this is your perfume, now perfume we kidnapper they use to, once people smell them, they will slip off. You are a kidnapper. Say, no, I'm not a kidnapper. Okay, I'm not a kidnapper now. What do you mean? I'm not. Say, you are, we don't catch one kidnapper, and everybody will just agree that you are a kidnapper. That moment. Until maybe when you pay them properly, that's when they will say, okay, you are not a kidnapper. Okay, next time, no, they argue with us. Don't teach us our job. Okay, don't teach us our job. Here, we are dealing with a lot of people every day. So if you know pay us, we can call you anything. It's that bad. Or FRSC, I believe they call them, Federal Road Safety Corps. They did make a catch, but 3. They said they are the one chance syndicate. One chance syndicate are the criminals who would pose as public transport. It could be a taxi, a small car. It could be a minibus that also acts like it's a public transportation. So you would see 2-3 people in the bus or 2 people in the car, like passengers who have been there before you. And if you flag them down, you get in, you get robbed. Yeah, there are people that after being robbed, they push them down from the moving vehicle. There are those who sustained injuries that eventually claim their lives. Okay, so FRSC, the Federal Road Safety Corps guys in Abuja, paraded this trio, and they are the one chance syndicate.
Stay there.
These are the faces of one-chance operators that were apprehended by the men of the Federal Road Safety Corps along Wuse area today, Friday, 19th September 2025. Allegedly, they pushed out their victim and were trying to abscond from the scene, but with a hot pursuit, they were apprehended and brought to the Federal Road Safety Corps FCT Sector Command here in Abuja.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make.
Thank you, our own prof. Right. So on that note, we can call it a night. And I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. And also one more thing, right? Because of the dwindled, revenue of the platform, I am still very much open to every support I can always get. So this week, I intend to do a little fundraiser. I've not really been that lucky, but I'm very grateful to everyone who has been very, very concerned and reaching out. Reached out. So am I likely to do that next week again? Because that's the time they are going to be coming like a shark to my bank. I'll see you again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And most importantly, remember, like the broadcast. Share it if you haven't already. And then join me again tomorrow. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.